Alright. Okay, give it here. Roll a die.
9?
Right, the creature comes in and you immediately swing your sword while also steering your own mount away. And you hit the creature while avoiding its sharp spear-like proboscis.
Or if we can just be honest here, what I suppose you can assume to be its nose. But then again, yeah.
Tongue. Tongue. Could be its tongue.
Your blow has ripped a hole in the creature's silvery wing. The wound is not fatal, but the damage is enough to render the hungry creature incapable of ascending any higher. It emits a loud buzz of frustration, which fades as it slowly spirals away towards a cluster of smaller dragonflies hovering near the center of the gorge. Several minutes elapse before your tireless mount reaches the apex of the cavern and soars into the light-filled vent. Upon entering this vast aperture, you are buffeted by crosswinds which sweeps you and your air steed precariously close to its rocky lip. The shock of the unexpected violent wind causes your mount to circle around the lip and attempt to dive back into the cavern. Blind with fear, it no longer responds to your commands, forcing you to take drastic action to avoid being carried back into the gorge. As you swoop past a rocky outcrop, you leap from the creature's back and abandon yourself to the crosswinds. Only your kite mastery and your lightning swift reaction save you from being crushed to death as you are blown towards the jagged volcanic rock. Miraculously, you survive the impact and are able to haul yourself out of the vent and climb safely onto the surface that you assume is the roof of the cavern. Seeking shelter from the raging crosswinds, you squeeze yourself into a hollow in the porous rock from where you are able to take stock of your new surroundings. The sight makes you gasp, for it is a view that truly rivals the fertile wonders of the cavern below. Before your disbelieving eyes there spreads a vast volcanic landscape, punctuated by mountainous dunes of blue-grey sand and columns of towering rock. The amber sky is mottled and banded like the eye of an angry tiger, and within its fathomless reaches you count 12 multicolored moons. These glowing spheres cast their light upon the burnt and crusty soil, lending it a ghostly aspect. Thick clouds, black and turgid, swollen with humid vapors, roar up like shadowy castles upon the far horizon. You can feel coarse grains of sand in the stinging crosswind, and your senses warn that a storm is fast approaching. Seeking safer shelter from the coming storm, you get to your feet and cast your eyes across this warm yet unwelcoming land. Away to your right, lying less than a mile distant within a shallow basin of H1 rock, you see a monstrous temple crafted from opaque black glass. Spikes of crystals embellish its many tires, and atop its highest level there stands a tower, tall and sleek. A square of yellow light makes an open portal of the tower's base. You glimpse something standing in the doorway, and when you magnify your vision, you see that it's a cloaked warrior silhouetted against the portal's fiery glow. Your pulse quickens when you recognize the warrior. It is your accursed adversary, Wolf's Bane. The compelling urge to move northwards that you feel shortly after you broke free from the plant's stems return to haunt your senses. You feel drawn towards the temple as if you are being summoned by a force beyond this world. Your sixth sense screams danger, and every fiber of your being knows it should resist, but you suppress these natural instincts and set off towards the temple, because there's no way that could go wrong. This towering edifice hold many dangers of that you are in no doubt, yet bravely you resolve to confront and overcome them. Only by doing so can you hope to triumph over your enemy and find a way back to your home world of Magnamund. During your difficult trek to the temple, you eat something. I don't know what. Maybe you just shove down a handful of ash.
Before we continue, I'm just going to ask, the whole, what was it, 12 moons or something like that, wouldn't those be the phases of the actual moon here in real life, or am I just getting something wrong? Could be.
What?
You know when the moon is half, when it is full, and all that. The moon phases, if you will.
Well, yeah, but that's an individual moon with its position relative to the planet and the sun. In this case, it's multiple moons.
Okay. I was just a little curious.
By the time you reach the base of the temple, the storm is howling like a vengeful demon in your ears. Lots of things howl like demons in your ears in Magnamund.
Because we're not on Magnamund anymore.
Well, so in the material universe then. Stinging blasts of hot, sand-laden wind whip your face mercilessly, and you are forced to lean almost horizontally into the storm to maintain your balance. The storm is increasing in ferocity by the minute. You are sorely aware that you must find cover within an hour at most, or you'll perish in this hellish blizzard. An empty parapeted stairway ascends from the temple's lowermost tier to the portal of its crowning tower. The parapet offers you protection from the wind, and you climb the many steps bent over, almost on your hands and knees in order to stay out of the abrasive storm. Before you ascend the last tier, you check to make sure that your adversary is not lying in ambush. The portal is now closed and you can sense no living creature nearby, yet you unsheath your weapon from your belt and hold it ready in case danger should come from an unsuspected quarter. When you reach the portal, you discover that it comprises a seamless sheet of lead-lined iron, many inches thick. You detect a lingering aura of magic around its threshold, which makes you wary that a trap may have been set. Yet when you summon your psychic skills to probe deeper, you sense otherwise. You detect that Wolfsbane has deliberately cast an illusion of magic around this portal, no doubt with the hope that it will delay or deter long enough for the storm to do its work. Confident that the door is not lethal, you examine it more closely. Set flush into the glassy surface of its surrounding arc, you discover an inscription above 2 squares of dull crimson gemstones. Your sixth sense reveals that tapping upon each square a correct number of times will cause the door to open. Cautiously, you place your fingers lightly upon the squares and feel the gentle vibration of the door's locking mechanism. By concentrating on these vibrations, you hope to be able to decipher its locking code. After several minutes, you determine that the first code is equal to the endurance points score below which a Grandmaster cannot use the discipline of Kai Search. The second code is equal to the number of villages that lie on the highway between the cities of Holmgard and Raggadorn.
Okay, the first one.
The threshold for using Kai Search. I don't know if I ever brought that up. Did I? I think I did.
I do not really know if you did.
If you did, then we can't remember it. Anyways, I'll look at the other one in time. Between Holmgard and Raggadorn.
There are 4 villages on that path.
Yeah, but didn't it say cities?
Number of villages.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, I heard cities.
What was it, in between or on the road?
But lie on the highway between the cities of Holmgard and Raggadorn.
Yeah, then it's 4.
So Torsey and Saber Bay don't count because they're on a side road.
Exactly, that was just what I wanted to know.
Oh.
The 4 is...
Yeah, Ferrum, Eastgate, Venosa, Dunkirk.
Yep. And in case, Rana, have you checked if you wrote down the life limit?
Life limit?
Yeah, I mean, the threshold for how low you can go with life before you cannot use Kai Search anymore.
Threshold for life, let me see. Threshold. No, there is no such option as far as I can see. The only thing...
Well, in that case, the answer is 6. You cannot use Kai Search if you have 6 or less endurance points.
Okay, so 6 for what is the next thing?
There is no next thing.
So just 64.
Is that your final answer?
Well,
Yes.
unless you said it in the wrong order, then yes, that is our final answer. Because if you said it in the wrong order, well, then it's 46.
Okay, but in any case, you are right. The moment you complete the code, you feel a shuddering vibration run through the great iron portal. Slowly it grinds open to reveal an antechamber that's lit by a dozen flaming torches set in around its glass walls. The wind has now become so fierce that it's tearing the fabric of your cloak and tunic. Rather than remain outside in the storm a moment longer, you hurry through the open portal and seek shelter within. The iron portal grinds to a close behind your back, shutting out the storm so completely that the roar of the wind instantly disappears.
Okay.
The abrupt silence and lower air pressure within this entry chamber makes your ears pop painfully. You lower the hood of your cloak and carefully wipe the sand from your eyes before taking your first tentative steps across the antechamber's polished glass floor. You pass through a triangular arch and down a ramp that leads to an echoing hallway. The floor and walls of this broad hall are fashioned from a black and glassy mineral that is veined with fluorescent greens and sickly purples. You sense strong pulses of psychic power radiating from an open arc on the far side of the hall, and your skin prickles with a presentiment of danger. You unsheath your weapon and move towards the arc with the utmost caution. You are expecting the unexpected. Beyond the arc lies a steep ramp that descends to the floor of a circular chamber, the lowest level of the tower which soars into the stormy sky above. Runes of alien design run around the seamless glassy walls, and the air is heavy with the sweet smell of decay. A large circular plinth stands in the center of the chamber, its mirror smooth surface a little under 3 feet from the floor. You take a step forward. You take a step towards it. I don't know why I want that word to be forward. And suddenly it is surrounded by a wall of fierce blue flames which shoots upward from tiny vents in the floor around its base. As these flames gradually subside, you see 4 Kai masters covering upon the plinth. They are the 4 young Kai you thought had been left safely behind the old necropolis of Tyso. They look petrified with fear, and when they see you, they throw up their blistered soup-like hands and plead for you to release them from their fiery prison. Drawing upon your Magnagas discipline of side screen, you detect that the image of the 4 Kai masters is nothing but a cruel illusion. Then, in the very next instant, the ramp on which you are standing suddenly drops away from under your feet. You throw yourself to one side and crash down upon the floor of the chamber, rolling over as you strike the hard surface to lessen the shock of the impact. As you stagger to your feet, you see the image of the 4 Kai being consumed by fire. It is a frightful sight, and as they scream their last, a wave of hostile psychic energy crashes into your mind. Do you wish to use Kai screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
The sudden and unexpected ferocity of this psychic assault makes you fall to your knees and clasp your head in both hands. The pain is working its way deep into your mind, causing your body to convulse with psychic shock. Dimly through a red haze, you sense that the platinum amulet you are wearing around your neck affords you some defense against this attack, although it cannot protect you completely. Go in here, roll a die and add... just a moment. And add 5.
9.
You muster your psychic defenses and construct a wall around your mind to protect yourself from this agonizing mental assault. Your strategy is effective, although the effort it requires depletes your reserves of strength. You lose 3 endurance points. This psychic assault has been one of the worst you have ever experienced. You have survived, but your Kai senses tell you that your ordeal has not ended. It has only just begun. You force open your eyes and look with dread at the terrible threat confronting you now. From the uppermost reaches of the tower, there descends an icy fog, which radiates an intensely powerful aura of evil. This menacing mist darkens as it swirls around the lower levels, like some huge vaporous snake seeking out its prey. Then slowly, it gathers in towards the center of the chamber, where it hangs above the plinth like an angry thunderhead, roiling and seething with colossal malevolence. You gaze into this black cloud and are gripped by an abject terror the instant you fathom its nature and purpose. This cloud is not of this world, and is not fully taking on substance of being within the material plane of Aeon. Yet, even in its malformed state, you recognize it to be a materialization of ultimate evil. This is a manifestation of Naar, the King of the Darkness.
So he appears to us as a giant cloud.
Yeah, and he said... So let's defeat Naar, the giant fart.
Yeah, suddenly I'm reminded of how anticlimactic the appearance of Galactus was in the second Fantastic Four movie.
Suddenly a deafening clap of thunder shakes the walls, and the base of the tower is lit up by crackling arcs of lightning. The freezing air seethes with tension as the presence of Naar triggers explosive chemical imbalances within it. Then, above the crackling cacophony of noise, you hear a chilling voice speaking to you in your native tongue. Disciple of Kai, you know my name. Will you not deign to speak it? Morbid terror is ripping at your insides, yet you refuse to show a slight trace of weakness.
Morbid terror.
Yep.
Morbid terror.
It's ripping at your insides, yes.
Ouch!
It's an... That's an oxymoron for you.
You steel yourself and inwardly you pray to kind Ishia to protect you in this hour of deepest need. No! You scream. I will never acknowledge you! But aren't you acknowledging him by saying that? No.
I do not know. I just know it's sort of dumb to, threaten the very evil creature right in front of you.
You may be one of Kai's favorite minions, retorts the voice, but you will always be mortal. You would do well to remember that in my presence. Thunder booms and the floor shakes beneath your feet, causing you to fall involuntarily to your knees. Now that you bow before me, Lone Wolf, I shall impart to you your faith, for I am the true master of Aeon. This is Avaros, a small and insignificant satellite of Doron, a world that has long been devoted to my cause.